Hello, Kyle here, and I am going to talk about the first 3 episodes of The Boys Season 3. Now, I went to watch it, I was prepared to watch it today, because that's when it released on Friday, but when I went on Amazon Prime last night, the first 3 episodes were already available early. So, I ended up watching the first episode last night, and I'm glad that happened because these episodes are fairly long. They're not 50 minutes, about 60 minutes, if not more, each. So it was a lot of fun watching them, but at the same time, it's good to knock one out early than knock the other two out. So I watched the first last night and the episodes 2 and 3 today. Um, Basically, to start off, I really love The Boys. I think that the first season was really good. I think I may have enjoyed the second season more than the first. I can't quite remember though because it's been so long since the second season was out. But I know I enjoyed both seasons and I really love the entire cast. I think one of my favorite parts of the show is just every single cast member adds their own unique quality to the show, their unique personality that really strengthens the drama and the comedy and all the things that we love about The Boys, whether it's even the violence and the vulgarity of everything. Um, but basically, this season picks off after season 2, where Homelander's now way more unhinged than he's ever been, and Homelander's son is now being taken care of by Billy the Butcher, and you have Huey, who now kind of split apart from the team, and he's working alongside this bureau that's trying to find these other supers. But what's the big you know conflict it looks like to be of this season is that what we saw the last season, the head of the supers, the head of this bureau, Victoria Newman, she actually has her own unique power set, and she also has her own secrets. And that looks to be what this season is going to explore. This season also introduces some of the characters like Soldier Boy and the Crimson Countess and Gunpowder, a bunch of these characters that are from the comics. Now, I've only read a select number of the Boys comics. I'm not too familiar with the comic run, but what I do know is that these are characters from the comic series that a lot of people do love, and I think that it was interesting to add them into this season because it adds a whole new flair to it. But overall, I think that this season of The Boys might be its best. I know it's really early to say. It's only about 3 episodes into the season, but I really think that right now I'm loving everything they're going with. I love what they're doing with Butcher. I think that the after effects of what happened to his wife, Becca, is gonna factor into how he acts during this season. His relationship with Ryan adds a whole new element to the season that we haven't really seen before from him. There is the element of now not only is it the seven that have their issues, but whoever Victoria is, she is causing Huey to be unsure of himself, and he doesn't quite know what to do, so he needs the help of Butcher and the help of even Starlight to help him get through and deal with whoever Victoria is, which is still a bit unknown. We still don't know exactly like what her backstory is, but I think that I'm loving what they're doing with all the characters, even like characters such as A Train and the Deep, and of course Homelander, who I think that Homelander is one of the greatest villains I think on television, up there with Joffrey and I mean, I can't even think of any other major villains, but he's like a King Joffrey level baddie in these in these shows, and he's so good. Anthony Starr is so good as Homelander, and he really gets a lot to sink his teeth into in this season, especially the second episode of the show, there's a bit of a monologue at the very end that is really, really good. But there are moments that are just jaw-droppingly violent, moments that are jaw-droppingly vulgar. The sexual nature of this show sometimes, pushes the boundaries of what you think TV can do. I will say that at times, and this is because this is the nature of The Boys, but at times I feel like it's a little bit too violent, and it feels a little bit excessive, because sometimes, I won't really spoil anything, but there is a death in this show that happens where a character falls off a building, and I don't think we needed to see any blood. I think that we would have perfectly understood, what happened, but they choose to show us the gore when it happens, and in that case, in that one scene, I don't feel like they needed that. I'm hoping that, maybe we do get a little bit more subtlety as the series continues, but I feel like that's the nature of The Boys, so it's not out of character for them, but sometimes it feels like they are a little bit too excessive when it comes to the violence, especially when there are characters that are blowing other characters up. It begins to feel a little bit repetitive too. So there are some scenes in this season that I said to myself, wow, that was creative. I kind of think that if they held back on some of the violence, maybe some other scenes, wouldn't feel as repetitious. But then again, as I said, it's the nature of The Boys, so it's kind of hard to say whether that's a criticism or not. I'm all for the violence and the language as long as it doesn't feel repetitive. So I think that overall, though, I'm really loving this season. I think it might be the best season yet. I'm loving all the character work they're doing. Starlight is phenomenal. She has some great stuff in episode 3. And I think that if the show, at least this season, continues this could be the best season yet. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Have you seen The Boys? Are you interested in the season? If you are, please let me know in the comments below, and have a great day. Thanks, guys. Bye.